Greetings to one and all. I hope you all are doing well. I, Jyoti, welcome you all to RKP online classes, and today we will be studying about our poem of our Unit 6, that is No Man Art Foreign, and it is written by John Kirkham. Now, if we talk about the title of our poem, we get No Man, means it is giving us the negative idea of, and we are being talked about being foreign. Now, everyone is familiar with the word foreign. We all know, like if Britishers are there, we say they are foreign to us. If we say that someone has gone abroad, what do we say? He has gone to a foreign country. So that means something which is not ours. Now, suppose if I say that suppose you became unconscious, means you are not in your senses, you have failed, and now you are sent to some place, a place which is lonely, suppose in some forest. Can you tell me at that point of time whether you are in your native state, you are in your own nation, or you are in some foreign country? You cannot give the idea about if you are in foreign country or in your native state till the time you have something to relate to. Suppose you saw some mark, direction board you saw on which language is something which you are not able to recognize with. Then you can say you are in foreign state. Now what is the thing with which you get the idea that you are in the foreign state? The idea is that signboard which is displaying a language that you are not familiar with. Suppose you are in South India. In South India also they have different languages, be it Tamil, be it Kannada. There are many languages. You are not familiar with those languages as well. But if you get the signboard, at that time also you will say it is foreign to you. Means you cannot relate with that thing. Now how do you decide whether you can relate with that thing or not? You decide that with the knowledge that you have acquired till that point of time. The idea, the thoughts, the knowledge that has been given to you, that you have acquired, that you have learned, that you have inherited. If there is something apart from that, you will say that that thing is foreign. It means the borders that we have made, that something is foreign to us, something is not foreign to us, that are the borders that are decided by our mind, and that mind gives us the limited knowledge of all the things, and based on that limited knowledge we tend to decide whether something is foreign to us or not. Now the poet over here is making a plea and is telling us that no man, not even a single person in this world is foreign to us. The idea behind what can be the idea behind this? If we are talking about men, that means we are obviously talking about human beings. All human beings, if they are fit and fine, means they are not physically handicapped, all of them have 2 eyes, 2 ears, they have the same body, the body functions the same. They have the same blood flowing through their veins, through their arteries. The color of the blood is always red. There is no other color of the blood. So how can you decide that man is foreign? He is not an alien. He is from the same world in which you are existing. That means he is asking that stop making barriers. Stop constructing barriers in your own mind. Just open it up and welcome each and everything that comes your way. Don't differentiate among people. Treat them the same. So this is the basic idea that the title is giving us. So let's begin with our poem. So before we read, we have a box over here on page number 80. We have this poem. We have a box. First we will go through that box. Have you ever thought of some people as strange or other countries as foreign? The same, like if you come across some person, any people who had been living in France and he is speaking French to you, you cannot understand that language. Now you have obviously, some of you must have read French language, you must be familiar with that. But still you will consider it foreign because you are told that anything that is beyond the borders of India is foreign to you. This is what we are told. This is what has been put in that is what has been fitted in our minds. Clearly, I hope it is clear. Next we have many ways of thinking of other people as different from us. Obviously everyone is familiar with this, the reasons why we say someone is foreign to us, someone is not similar to us. The reason can be their language, their way of behaving, their way of dressing, the skin color might be different. So all these are the things that we say that that person is foreign to us, that person is different from us. They may belong to a different country or speak a different language. In this poem, however, the poet reminds us of many ways in which we are all the same. So we are all humans. The poet will tell us the different things in which we all are same, and he will give us the idea that we are not foreign, we are all humans. We all belong to the common race of humans, be it female or be it male. The common category under which they can be kept as human, and if they can be kept under a common category, that means they all are common, they are not foreign at all. So this is the idea that we will be getting in this poem. So in this poem we have 5 quatrains. Quatrain means each stanza is of 4 lines. So we will begin with our first stanza. So let's begin with first stanza. So this is our first quatrain, first stanza of our poem. So let's go through this. Remember, no men are strange, no country is foreign. First we will look for rhyming scheme. So let's go through the entire stanza. Beneath all uniforms a single body breathes. Like ours, the land our brothers walk upon is earth like this in which we all shall lie. Look at the last words of the 4 lines. You will notice that there is no rhyming scheme. Foreign, breathes, upon, lie. There is no rhyming scheme in this stanza. So it will go as A, B, C, D. Each sound will be named differently. Here, the second thing that you can see on the first look at the poem is that our punctuation at the end of line is missing. That means we are having enjambment. The poetic device we get is enjambment. Means we are not getting any punctuation at the end of our line. Now first word that we get is remember. That means the poet is giving us a warning that you might forget this, but you don't have to forget. But you don't have to forget, no men are strange, no country is foreign. That no men are different from us, we all are alike, and no countries are foreign. What make countries and people foreign? Our national borders make countries foreign. So he is saying that forget all the national borders that you all are having in your particular countries, and remember that no people is strange, no people are strange, no men are strange. Coming to second line, we have beneath all uniforms. We have the word uniforms, a single body breathes. Here you get alliteration, body and breathes. Now he is saying that beneath all the uniforms that we are wearing, all our dresses, a single body is breathing. Means we all are having same body organs. The all organs are having same function. So their functioning is not different. It is not like one person is surviving on food and the other person is surviving on anything else. Each person needs something to drink and something to eat, something to survive upon. Now here uniforms can also be considered as our skin. And if we are talking about our skin, what remains as body? Our flesh and our body organs. So he is saying that beneath all your uniforms can be different. The army can be wearing some different dress in one country and it can be different for another. The civil dress of people can be different for one, it can be different for other. It varies upon their culture. So he is saying that whatever be this type of the color of your skin, whatever be your dresses, whatever be your uniforms, you have to just remember that all are having same body and everyone breathes equally in the same manner. Means everyone is surviving upon oxygen only. It is not that we are breathing oxygen and someone else is breathing nitrogen. That is not possible, because the functioning of body remains the same whatever be the place where some person is surviving. Next we have, like ours, the land our brothers walk upon. Now he is telling us the similarity, another similarity, that like us, like ours, we have land to walk upon. Similarly, other peoples, we are calling them brothers, people of other nations, of other states, they are being called brothers. He is saying that like we are walking on land, similarly other people also walk on land. It is not such that they are walking on water. We all have similarity. Next we have is earth like this, in which we all shall lie. Now in here lie, it is talking after death. It is saying that, the poet is saying us that, he is telling us when we will die, we will be buried on the same earth. We will be laid on the same earth. We will be lying on the earth. It is not different for someone else. The earth will remain same for each and every person. So in this we get things that, first he is giving us a warning that don't forget this thing is there. Another thing that you will get is repetition is also there in this stanza. Words are repeated. So here we get enjambment, repetition, we get alliteration. Clear? And we get to know the similarities. The three similarities: we are uniforms different, we have the same body and we breathe in the same manner. Second thing, we all have same land to walk upon. Third thing, we will die the same way. We all have the final fate. The judgment day awaits everyone. It is not such that the people of India will not die and people of some other state will die or some other nation will die. Each person will end up dying. The judgment day awaits everyone. We all share the same common fate. So each thing that we are having is similar for everyone. I hope stanza 1 is clear to everyone. Let's see our stanza 2. So here is our second stanza. Second quatrain also we can say. Let's have a look. They too are aware of sun and air and water. Now here you are having comma, so you are not having enjambment over here. First thing that you can notice is and is being repeated. So we are having repetition over here. Now the first word that you get is they. What is they? We are talking about the people whom we consider strange, whom we consider foreign to us. Foreigners we are talking of, people of other countries. So they are being talked as too. They too. Too here means also. Aware of sun and air and water. Now he is telling us that, the poet is telling us that the persons whom we consider foreign, they are also aware of sun, air and water. Means the basic necessities. We need sunlight, we need air, we need water. They also are aware of all these things and they also need the same things. They also have the same requirements. Are fed by peaceful harvest. Here we are talking of peaceful harvest. Means the time when we get our harvest, that is in plenty. Means if we are sowing seeds and we get that seeds in form of harvest properly in the amount that we had expected. So that is peaceful harvest. By war's long winter starve. In first line he has told us that they also survive on food, they also survive on crops. They eat the same things. Fed means it is past form of feed. To eat. They are fed by. Means harvest. Crops also feed them. By war's long winter starve. Now here you are having metaphor. War is directly compared to winter without the use of word as and like. So here we are having metaphor. Enjambment is not there because we have full stop here, we have comma over here. Now how is war and winter compared? How both are same? In winter as well, we often see that when winter is harsh on us, crops don't give us proper food. They don't turn up the way we want. They die. We are not able to harvest those crops if winter is harsh. Similarly, when times comes of war, during war there is huge destruction, and that destruction takes a lot of time to come back to life. This is similarity in both the things, that they cause destruction to the limit that we often have to starve. Starve means to die hungry. We feel hungry and we don't get something to eat, means we are starving. We are dying to get the food. We are in dire need of food to survive. Now, how they are different? Winter is something which is natural. It comes naturally due to the revolution of earth. And war is something that is a result of human actions. War is, however, caused by the decision of our political parties, but people are involved in that. So it is not natural, but it is natural. So they have one similarity, that both make people starve, and they have this similarity, that one is the decision of nature, the other one is because of human actions. Clear? And both are unwanted. No one wants harsh climate. No one welcomes destruction. Everyone tries to prevent. Their hands are ours, means we too have two hands, they too have two hands. And we work with our hands, they also do work with hands. And in their lines we read. Now here, what is the meaning of this entire line? This means that to survive, we also have to do hard work. We also have to toil to get food, to get money, in exchange of which we can get food. So they also work with their hands. They also have to use their hands to do hard work. A labor not different from our own, and they also have to do the same work. So like here we have farmers. In foreign states they also have farmers. Here we have a person who builds houses. They also have someone to build their houses. Although the name that give to that person may be different, but the work done by both the men are same. So we are same in the form of works we do, in the form of the way we work, the physiology that we have, the physical structure that we have is similar with the people whom we consider foreign or strange. So I hope this paragraph is clear. Here you are getting alliteration. Yeah, or you can say assonance. Assonance means repetition of vowel sound. So here we have R, O and O. So here we are getting assonance, or you can say alliteration. And in third line you don't have any punctuation mark. So in third line we get enjambment. Here we get metaphor and we get assonance, or you can say alliteration. I hope this stanza is clear to everyone. Let's move on to